Hey there YouTube, thanks for clicking. Now, I first got into making YouTube videos by doing Let's Plays, as you can probably tell since they're the only videos on my channel, other than this and that other thing. I started doing Let's Plays because my friend Enya was doing them, and I heard him bitching and complaining and stressing about how difficult it was in the early days, and I thought, yeah, I can do that. But there are some things about YouTube that, to this day, still piss me off a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful site. Well, not aesthetically. Aesthetically, right now, it's like a series of buildings fell in on one another instead, like someone painted it, like someone who works in an office building and is not a good painter, if that makes any sense. They just got like, he got a ruler and a paintbrush. I'm getting further and further away from my metaphor, I'm sorry. Rather than ranting all the time about, you know, what's crappy about YouTube at the moment, like several other people might, I decided to compile the top 5 most annoying features of YouTube and then put them alongside the top 5 best features of YouTube, according to me, because I have done no research as to what other people actually, you know, complain about, so this might be completely inaccurate, but that's not why you're here. No, you're here to hear me complain about stuff in my life online. We shall start with the most annoying. Number 5. The terms of service. Now, as somebody who started off doing Let's Plays and trying to monetize on that, which means I'm getting money from, you know, adverts and such, which I didn't actually start doing earlier on, but I am, you know, trying to get really into, the terms of service of YouTube are really quite sketchy when it comes to Let's Plays, because technically it's made by somebody else, but you are still putting in your original content. But if there are any adverts in that original content, then you can't make any money from it. Some people have ways around this, such as copy-pasting terms of service from YouTube. Some people just roll over and accept it. Here's what I do. I copy-paste segments totally unrelated to Let's Plays from YouTube's terms of service. And you know what? It works most of the time. This pretty much proves that if you sound like you know what you're talking about when they ask you about monetization, they'll usually let it slip through. Either they'll let it go through, or they won't. It seems completely arbitrary, a lot like their flagging of whether or not you are actually allowed to monetize things. It's like they say, hey, that's your 4.8 video, we better flag that and see if it's worthy of monetization, or something. Yeah, YouTube, I'm really not sure how you work on that, but it's annoying as hell, and please stop doing it. Just trust me when I try and make money off of random video views. Please. Number 5 of the most awesome. Thumbing instead of stars. Now, as a rating system, this is technically an update on YouTube's part, and they're kind of trying to get it like Facebook, I expect. And at first I was apprehensive, because it's like, oh, they're just trying to be like Facebook, except with a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and it's not going to work. But you know what? It's actually better than the star system. Hear me out here, because with the stars system, several people can have like, yay, 5 stars, this was a great video, and then one person can take that 5 stars down to a 3 or a 4 with just one 1 star, because hey, lol, why not? Because yeah. And that is why I think the thumbs rather than the stars are a better idea generally. So yeah, that's number 5 on the good part of YouTube list. I should really get a better name for this list. Number 4 of the worst. The community. That's right, depending upon how long you've spent on the internet, the YouTube community is still pretty infamous. Like from 5 minutes on the internet to like entire lifetimes, you will have heard of the YouTube community at some point. To some, they're all flaming, retarded idiots with the spelling and grammar of a dead kitten. And that's because pretty much that's all there is. 90% of the commenters on YouTube, which is not 90% of the members, mind you, are stupid brats who don't know the difference between affect and effect, A and E. And I'm sorry, community, but that's why you're number 4 on the 5 worst things about YouTube. I really need a better name for these lists. Number 4 of the best. Now, technically this was originally on my number 5, but unfortunately it had to be bumped up since I did these in the wrong order. Yay, editing. Freely uploading videos and free accounts. Now, this was so low on the list because there are other videos, like, posters out there, it's just none of them are big as, you know, YouTube. Now, there are video sharing sites out there that give free members the ability to upload videos, but since YouTube came along and, well, strangled the competition, They're often riddled with more ads than necessary and all buggy to hell, and it's not worth the time and effort. And a lot of them are banned in several countries. Like, if you upload something in the USA, for example, and want to show your friend in Venezuela or something, then they say, sorry, this video content is not available in your country. And that's blatantly racist, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing worse than seeing, like, hey, this video is awesome, click, oh wait, I'm in the UK, I can't view it. You know, YouTube does have this, but that's up to each individual uploader. That's not, like, specific to their site, at least. Even if this feature is something that other sites share, it's still something to be thankful as hell for. Because YouTube, while you do occasionally bugger up, delete subscribers, and, you know, delete videos, you are still pretty much the best at uploading and maintaining videos. So we thank you for that. Number 3 of the worst. The updates! Yeah, these updates, not all of them, mind you, because some of them, for example, the slightly larger player, that is a great one, or the thumbs, which we've already talked about, which are good. These are the ones that break things, as in you cannot physically do anything that you could have done on YouTube beforehand, or make basic navigation more difficult. These are 90% of the updates, let's face it. Now YouTube, while you've always tried to make yourself better, you never ask the members of YouTube what they would like. You never take what we say into heed, and you always try and update things way, way, way in the wrong direction. Pretty much every single update you've ever tried to release has broken somebody's workflow, which is a rule of all updates, let's face it, but it's also made navigating your site a lot more difficult. Like, in the earlier days, it was much easier to find, like, your subscribers box, your inbox, all that was just present and there for you. Now it's got all these stupid tabs. It's like, to pre-existing users, it's really quite bad, and every single update is usually met by a upheaval of people who hate it and then have to just deal with it, and then, to be honest, get used to it. That's what we do, you know. That we just sort of go, oh, I hate this, but well, I'm kind of used to it now. What's it? They're updating again? God damn, this design sucks. What the hell are they thinking? No, stop. YouTube, you're digging yourself a hole, and I don't want to be one of the pallbearers. Just stop now, and we'll accept it. Just fix some of the bugs that are already existent, and, you know, we'll cheer you on. You're still a great site. Which brings us to number 3 of the best. That weird part of YouTube. I love that term because it perfectly showcases your reaction when you get to that part of YouTube. And for those who don't know, that part of YouTube is approximately an hour and a half, up to 4 hours after you click the first suggested video, which we shall probably get to later. When you start clicking that strange kind of, I haven't seen this video but I'm gonna give it a chance, suggested video, then you're about to go into that part of YouTube. I'm using so many air quotes, it is getting painful. That part of YouTube can range from anything from raging diva queens to pugs flying away to, and I have actually seen this, motorbikes that have fallen out of trees to kill people. Probably not killing them, but like they don't move after they've been hit, so I presume they're dead, which is probably a bad thing, but it's that part of YouTube, so yeah. While this sounds like a bad thing, it's actually fantastic, because it means while browsing your website, we can essentially stumble upon what is another culture, another world that we hadn't considered. Normally we don't watch videos about lawnmowers chopping down garden posts or something, but through the suggested videos and through link after link after link of browsing, yeah, we'll watch that. We'll watch anything at that point. We just sort of next video. Oh my god, is that real? That can't be real. Surely that. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's the kind of things that we watch now. Thanks YouTube for demoralizing and desensitizing us since, when was your conception? Like 1994, wasn't it? That was 2000 or something? And it couldn't be that recent. Thanks YouTube. Number 2 of the worst. The ads, / the suggested videos. Now we've already gone into some depth about the suggested videos, but yeah, they're annoying as all fuck. Because while there are 1 or 2 videos on the suggested videos list or pane that you haven't seen, 90% of them are stuff you just watched. Let me paint the picture a second for people who haven't had the chance of experimenting with the suggested videos tab. It's like this. Imagine you're around with your friend and you watch a hilarious video together. And he says, yeah, that video's fantastic. Let me show you one just like that, but it's awesome. Click, and he just presses replay on every single video. This is effectively what a suggested video is, just a replay button of all the stuff you've watched over the last however long you've been watching it. It usually doesn't stretch across, I don't know, a couple of days. It's always recent stuff you've just watched that you wouldn't want to watch again. Why? It's annoying, buggy, and filled with shit you've already seen. I might as well go downstairs and watch TV programming. And then there's the adverts. These adverts are of the nature that you do not want to buy the product that they're advertising because the advert is so fucking annoying. Take, for example, the, I don't know, the Adidas... I don't even know what it's actually advertising. I think new shoes? That's what Adidas does, right? They, basically, it's this. Let me just move out of frame here. Let me kind of... That's what Adidas does. They drop a ball on an existing product of theirs, a kind of wafer-free thin thing, on concrete, and then on their newer thing. This just showcases how crappy their existing product already is. Like, why would you use that as an example? Why not use a competing brand, for example? That's what toilet roll guys do, right? And tampon people? Never thought I'd make a video where I said tampon people. Which brings us to number 2 of the best. The chance to hit it big. Toby Turner, Phil DeFranco, Dan Is Not On Fire, and anybody else I know on YouTube who is big right now got there basically by accident. Like, they don't know, they didn't set off to be some, like, great YouTuber. At least, not that I know of. I think Dan Is Not On Fire had, like, this idea in his head of what he wanted to be, and he's still striving for that, even though he's a really big star on YouTube at the moment. But my point is, anybody here can make it big. Like, they randomly get followers. Those followers suggest to more followers, which it's like a mountain effect, a volcano even. It just sort of starts off and then randomly, and much flame and death ensues, which is basically the community. Yeah, basically if you keep trying on YouTube, then one day, BAM! You'll hit it big. And that's just it. It's the beauty of YouTube. Anybody can make it big. In fact, there are hundreds of thousands of people at the moment who have hundreds of thousands of people following them that you don't even know about. People are massive on YouTube and you don't even know. So, it's just one more thing to be grateful for on YouTube. Which brings us to our number 1 worst thing to have. The top worst thing about YouTube. To me. Most of the time. The buffer pause and the reset on full screen. Now, for those of you who don't know, let's say you have a film on YouTube. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? But back in 2006, for example, if you had a movie on YouTube, you could simply click pause, and then go away for an hour, and then come back, and boom! It's done. Like, it's buffered all the way. You can just click pause, you could unhook the internet, you can just watch it all. But let's say you paused it and it wasn't in full screen. Then you say, oh, damn it, now I'm going to have to buffer the entire thing again. You know why? Because as soon as you click that full screen button, all of the buffer progress goes. Every second of it. There's probably a good technical reason for this, but as far as I can tell, nothing. So let's skip forwards to today, for example. Now you can pause video when it's a particularly long one, go away, come back, and it's still about 1/8 of the way through. You know why that is? I don't. It's with every single video. Each time you pause, the buffer pauses as well, to about 1/8 of a video. It doesn't matter how long the video is, it doesn't matter like if you have a fast connection, slow connection, doesn't matter. YouTube doesn't care. There's just that. And if you click full screen, have they fixed the bug where it deletes all of the pre-buffered info? No! No, they haven't! This was back in 2006, people. You've had years and years to fix this, but have you? Or have you fixed one of the most irritating and pointless features or non-features of your website? No! Why not? Why? Not word one about why these guys haven't fixed this. And that brings us to the number one best part of YouTube. The number one best part about YouTube. The community. Yeah, now I've already explained about the YouTube community in the other list. However, if you spend a little bit more time inside the guts and grit of YouTube, you'll find the real backbone is a very well-versed, very often polite, but most of the time sarcastic, sharply worded subculture. These people know their opinions as fact and will defend them to the death. More than you or I would defend anything in our lives. They will defend their point past negative votes, past spam, past flags, past anything, and you know what? They will still have supporters. There will still be somebody else on YouTube thumbing up their comments, backing them up, replying to their haters that they are right. Yes, this person, no matter how unpopular, still has supporters. No matter how wrong they are, they still have supporters, and that is the real grit and backbone of the YouTube community. It isn't the haters, the random flamers, the 13-year-olds who think they're gamers, the COD addicts, the random fucking spammers. No, it's these people who actually fight for what they think is right, and when they're wrong, most of the time they'll back away saying, okay, I'm wrong, my bad. Even in the real world, these kind of people are the most rare kind, and YouTube kind of focuses them into the very center of the community, you know? They are the backbone, they are what holds this place together, and they are the best part, in my opinion, of YouTube. The best part of the entire place are those few individuals who make this such an enraging place, such a fantastic place to be. So, once again, thank you for watching. This has been my list of the top 10 best and worst things about YouTube altogether in one nice short video. I hope it's short, because this recording is about 26 minutes long. This is going to take so long to edit. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Yeah, tell me what you think the best and worst parts of YouTube are in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll go to your house and stab your family. Yeah, I hope I can edit that out, because if not, I'm gonna have to stab some people, aren't I?